Today, I'm gonna speak about Tony, an American Bulldog. This dog was a warrior. He got a hard life, but still stayed kind, strong, and proud. Alright, this dog was beautiful. It was my best friend between 15 years old to 27 years old, and I give everything I can to that dog to make it grow as the perfect dog, in my opinion. So let's get straight into it. Tony Motter. There was a dude with some violence problem, we can say. It was not really that much violence, but he had some violence issue. Like a lot of people from the street have some. And yeah. So with my friend, I was going to see that dude. He was the friend of my friend, was not my friend, and we was always going there, see that dude, and he became my friend in the future. But yeah, there was that dog that he had. The dog was almost 100 pounds. It was a bulldog American bulldog, and this dog, it was a female, and when we was playing with the dog with the tire, um, we was lifting the dog up the ground, and he was still on the tire going "Arr!" Really really strong. And like for me I was like, wow, this dog is amazing, and I started to want one like that. And like I was still not sure that I wanted one. I was like, maybe in the future. But one day this dog had some baby, and like I said, the dude had some violence issues, so the dog was not like very good too. So one day there was a cat into the yard, and the dog was feeding the baby, and the baby was still really young. He had them like 1 or 2 days, and then pooh, the dog started to run on a cat, and he put the paw on Tony that was there drinking milk, and destroyed one of his leg. And it was staying there, but only just a small part. Like the Tony had a big scar, all the thing, and we were sure he was going to lose the leg. We tried to keep the dog there, try to keep the leg there, and I was going there every day trying to put some cream on it. And what happened is, baby dog kind of fight to go drink the milk. So after a moment, we realized that the baby dog is not even able to drink the milk anymore because he have problem. So I started to go buy milk by myself. I decided to ask the dude that I want that dog, and I go buy, like I go start to ask um, about what I need to do to give milk to a dog that cannot milk. So they offer me powder milk, special maternal milk, and I started giving that. And yeah, the dogs start getting better and better. And when is like almost a month and a half, I would say no, the dog was around 3 week old. It was really, really young. And another guy come and say, I take the dog. And the dude who had the mother was more friend with him. So he say, I cannot say anything. I was like, but it's my dog. And the dude said, you did not buy it for the moment? Did you give the money? No. So it's my dog. And he wanted to call him Bud, and he wanted to call his other dog that he already had Wiser, and add the Budweiser family. So I was 15 years old at this moment, and the dude was like 23 years old, and I saw him fight, and the dude was fighting really hard, like against some people at his age. And one day, after a fight, I saw him jump with the 2 feet on the head on someone. The dude had the head on the stairs, and he jumped with the 2 feet like that. And I was looking the dude trying to help him because he just fought, and he was like, And then I'm there, like trying to speak with the dude, and he jumped on it. I saw his eye do bloop, bloop, bloop. So yeah, that same dude who was really violent, like this dude was dangerous, and he was drinking a lot of alcohol. As you can see, wanted to name the dog Budweiser. So one day we are into a party. We are into the one of the sector that is the most dangerous in Three River. We are not like a dangerous city, but this place is like the ghetto, all right? So one day we are all drunk and we are just speaking together, and there's like a party, and the dude start taking the Tony, the small dog, 3 week old, walking around when he's drunk, and he dropping it, and he's dropping it. And after a few times, it starts really hurting me inside, and I cannot bear to watch this dude dropping the dog that I just helped and save his life. And you see like the scar of the dog, everything, like just the fact you drop him, you cannot do that, all right? So the dude was dangerous. I knew it, and I still look at the dog. I wait. I was sitting. I faked to speak with someone. I was speaking with my friend. I did like if I was saying nothing. I did not express myself to anyone because I knew that dude had more power than me. So I wait till he dropped the dog. When he dropped it, I start running. I take the dog and I run with the dog. And there's a street just in front of the house, and there's some car passing always in that street a lot. It's a street that really high traffic. So I pass inside the traffic. I almost get bumped by two cars, and then I run on the other side of the street. And he run on the other side of the street too. And I just keep going. I keep going, and after a moment, I just kept running, and I just did not look behind. But after like 8 minutes, I would say I had no more breath, and I looked at behind me, and there was no one anymore. So the dude did not manage to follow me, and he was drunk. So it gave me a chance at this moment, even if I was younger, because if he was not drunk, forget it. I cannot manage to run with that dog. But the fact that he was drunk made me be able to save the dog. So I ran with the dog. I keep giving him the milk, the powder milk, till he get older. And with the food, I did everything they say in all the pet shop and on internet. And Tony grew bigger and as a healthy dog. And then even the scar, like I decided to call him Tony because of Tony Montana, and it's a Scarpa. In French, it was Scarpa, and yeah, it's why it was calling Tony. So yeah, he had a nice life. He was my closest friend, I can say almost. And then and then Tony became healthy and was ready to train. So I started training Tony, give the paw, give the other paw, do the dead, and he was doing the dead like that. And he became a really good dog. And at 16 years old, at 16 years old, I go in an apartment and I go with Tony. And yeah, he was my dog in apartment. Um, so I stayed there during a moment. After like 3 months, Tony started to have hips dysphasia. The hips dysphasia is like a hips problem that is really common between dog, and not most of the time, sometimes the dog die for that. So slowly start to lose the use of his back leg and his tail. And after like 2 weeks, the dog back tail are like back tail is like that, and the back feet. So I don't know what to do. I'm almost oh no, I don't want to kill that dog. I have to carry him in my arm because I live on the three-store apartments. So every time I go up there, I have to carry him like that. And when I bring him to pee, I have to almost keep him in my arm. So yeah, I started to watch everything around. I prayed. I did not know what to do. It was my first dog. My family had no dog, so I had zero experience into dog. All right, but I have a bit of experience in stretching. So the first thing I do is starting by just trying to keep his legs stretched and moving. just to make sure it was working right, all right? Because it need to never stop moving. And then during those research, I found out that the glucosamine and the collagen are really good, and you need to do the cycle right. You need to do what they say. It's like I think it's a 1 month cycle or 3 month cycle per year, twice per year or something like that. I'm not sure anymore because it's a while ago, but I remember it. When I was doing the perfect cycle, my dog came back. If I was doing it wrong, it was not perfect for my dog, but yeah. So if you take the collagen and you do the perfect circle, it's gonna help a lot. But you know what's gonna help even more? Swimming. I was bringing my dog to the river. I was trying to make him swim, and yeah, he came back. That took almost a year, and after that, he was acting like a dog that had almost no problem. For sure, he was weak a bit, but he was still running. You see what I mean? Like if he can run, that means a lot. So yeah, he regained the use of his back leg. He regained the use of his tail, and became a healthy dog again. So I show Tony how to bark. I'm like, bark, 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 and the dog start barking, and I say stop, and then bark, stop, and then the dog learned to bark. You see, I have two dogs right now, and I did not learn them. They don't even know what that means, and I do bark, bark, and they don't even feel like I'm barking. But if I was doing it once close to my other dog, straight up, bark, 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 he was going hard. And if I was saying stop, he was stopping, and with the tail really high and the ears like, you see it. So it was a guard dog, but I did not show him to attack people. I did not show him to bite people or anything, but I show him how to bark, and I think that means a lot. Because one day there's 9 people that come to my apartment. I was on the balcony on the front, and I saw the 9 people come here, and they start saying, "Hey, Dolbec, I know it's you. I'm here to come hit you." I say, "Tony, bark." The dog start barking. I go outside, take my bow. Don't ask me why. I had a bow sitting just close to me. I go take my bow. I knew they was coming too, because they tell me on internet, "We're gonna come beat you, 9 people." Go take my bow. Alright, so you want to come inside? Tony barking, me with the bow. Uh, Nah, they did not come inside. For sure, it take a bit longer, but the fact that the dog was there barking and I had the bow changed everything. The story, it's another story that I can use for a video, so I'm not gonna start explaining. Today, it's the Tony story. So Tony there barking like a king to 9 people by himself with me on the side. He's not scared one second, alright? So yeah, Tony was really sensitive to thunder, to anything that sounds like an explosion or something like that. Big bass. If someone was passing the street with a car, like, woo, 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 the dog start just shaking, thinking there's gonna be like a cataclysm happening. So yeah, Tony was a really well-raised dog, and he was walking on the side of me in the street with no leash. I was keeping a leash in my hand just in case the police was coming to see me. But the reality is the dog was not even with a leash, and I never got arrested, and the police was seeing me, but they was seeing the dog there and the leash in my head, so they was saying nothing. But one day there was firework. Someone put like firework in the city during like 8 minutes for an event. And I did not know because I don't care about event. I'm from the street, and boom, 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 it start happening, and my dog is very scared of that type of thing. So poof, the dog go, and I try to follow him, and I try to follow him, and it just did not work. And yeah, it's a shame. I don't like to speak about that, but it's the life of Tony, and it's a mistake I did. So yeah, the dog start running, and I lose him, but he had a medal with the phone number on, so someone called me, and oh, your dog is there. It's a good dog. You come take it back. and no problem. You see, you raise a good dog. The dog was used to walk with no leash, so he don't run in the street. He always sit on the walkway, and yeah, like the dog just don't sit in the street, so it was not even dangerous for him. But yeah, the people took him and hey, the phone number and call for sure, and that's a good thing. So always put your phone number on the medal and make sure that the call that is on the medal of your animal is not the call of the other place that's gonna give you a ticket because you lost your dog, alright? Big tricks. So yeah, and then I found back Tony and he lived a happy life. He was still scared of the thunder a lot during his whole life, big stress, but it did not really hurt him. For sure, he was stressed a lot when there was thunder during a whole day, and I'm pretty sure it was not good for him. But he died at 12 years old, and he's a Bulldog American, so I guess it's fine. So one day, someone of my family come and asked me to take my dog out because my dog is a beautiful dog. He's fun to bring outside, and this this person in my family had another dog, and she wanted to bring the two dogs together and go out for a ride. So she stopped at the store before going somewhere else, and she let the two dogs in the car. My dog, you see, had a hard life, so he have a bad breathing system because it's a bulldog. She had a dog with a better breathing system, so she was not aware of the problem of the breathing system of the bulldog. So she bring it, she leave the dog like 20-25 minutes in the car, the big sun, and when she came back, the dog is dying into the car. So she bring back the dog to me. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Tony is there in the car like that. Like he's not there anymore. He's still breathing, but he's not there anymore in his eyes. I bring my dog inside. I try. I do everything I can to lower the temperature with some wet stuff that is not too cold, but that is cold, and then I managed to stabilize his temperature. But uh, during that happened, he lacked oxygen into his blood. So what happened in that moment is he start whoa like that, being dizzy, and the dog don't understand what happened, so he start barking. So it was like that, what, and I had the dog in my hand, and there was nothing to do. I was, calm down, I'm there for you, and the dog was whoa, and we was not understanding what was happening to him, and that was really really hard to see. So I bring the dog to the vet, and they give him oxygen into the veins by intravenous stuff. They put two thing, one in each arm. It's not even a practice they are supposed to do, but they did it because he needed it really hard. And they managed to save him after almost 3 days. They asking me to go back and take the dog, and it was really like, but he survived, and after a week, yeah, it's almost like if nothing happened. Like after a week, it took a week to regain after that. So yeah, after that, during a while, I never gave my dog to someone again. I was really scared, and yeah, so uh, Tony was a really good dog during a good 4 year after that, and then one of my friend again asked me, "Can I go out with your dog?" The dude was going a lot in my house. He had a really good connection with my dog, and I knew that Tony would be happy to go with him into the wood. So the dude take my dog, go into the wood with him, and the dude break a leg. So the dude was supposed to come back after 3 days, but he don't come back. So after 5 days, I called the cops, and I'm like, "There's someone who stole my dog." And the dogs come see me, and I had a bike ticket like 8 years before when I was really young, and I did not remember it. So the cops come see me for the dog. They ask me a couple of questions, and they say, Oh, that's look complicated, but we're gonna arrest you because you did not pay your ticket from 8 years ago. And they never helped me for the dog. They forget that topic. So I got in jail during 3 days. And when I came back to jail, well, the dog is there with the dude in front of my house. Oh, I was waiting for you. So yeah, I was a bit pissed after the dude, but I excused him after a moment. It's not his fault, you know. It he was into the wood. He was not able to call me or anything. So what you want me to do? There's nothing to do, and it's my fault if I had some ticket unpaid. Like even if it happened when I was young and I did not remember it, it's my fault. I take the blame. All right. So Tony had a really nice life. It was my best friend. I was taking care of him, hard, hard, hard. But one day I met a woman called. This woman uh, like stayed during 8 months, played the perfect woman. She had a chihuahua, and I was wondering why the chihuahua was peeing inside all the time and was acting scared sometime for no reason. Like you go take the dog and he's like, "No, don't take me." Like, bro, man, I did nothing to you. So yeah, after 8 months, I realized that the woman was beating the dog and she do it in front of me. She don't only do that, like that day she beat herself and she beat the dog because she missed a day of work and she was feeling bad about it and she was screaming. I was like, dude, this is not the woman I know. So yeah, she showed the all fake reality during 8 months and after that showed the real color. So Tony was doing his best to help that dog in need. Sometimes he was going between the dog and her, and she had to stop. But Tony never been really aggressive with her, just barking, and she got scared. But one day she hit Tony, and guess what? Tony he clapped with his mouth like that close to her 3 times, and after that she go into fetus positionment into a corner of the house. Tony is there in front of her. Are you gonna do that again to me? Like he's looking at her, and she was scared, 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 crying, "Help me, help me, help me!" All right. So and I'm there. Are you gonna attack your dog again? Are you attack my dog again? Tony, stop! Yeah, you better not do that again. And she never attacked Tony again, but she kept doing it on the Chihuahua. I had to go between the Chihuahua and same. So she was scream. She was doing bad thing to the dog, to herself, to me, and destroying stuff in her apartment. I stick with her during 3 years because she was saying she had she got violented by his dad when she was young and stuff like that. She always come and play with my mind, telling me that she had a rough life, so I had to help her into his problem. And yeah, so it evolved really bad, and she always kept being a really wrong person. So yeah, one day Tony started to have a tumor on the chest, and I knew it was going like it started to grow and grow. And when I go to the vet, they said that there was nothing to do against that, and it was probably gonna grow till the dog died. So during 3 weeks, my dog has this, and it grow and it grow, and I'm not really crying too much, but I'm there and I try to have some good time with my dog. Like, oh, are you fine? But daddy is there for you, and she always come and telling me that I'm weak, um, for crying my dog. You see what I mean? And even till the last day of Tony, she was still there screaming. She missed a day of school or work again. The day Tony was dying, and she was screaming after me, after her. She was destroying shit, eating her dog. During that time, I was on that couch with my dog. Hey, it's fine, Daddy, gonna be alright. And she never had a small. That day, she was a bad girl during the war day. She did not take care of that dog that was going to die in pain, and he was not able to move. He was just on my couch like that, and he had the small, and he was going to die, and she did not act like it was going to happen. And then I go to the vet, and I take care of my dog the best I can, and Tony had a good life, and he died without crying of pain once. He did never cry of pain. The only moment Tony cried is when he needed attention or there was thunder inside. This dog was perfect, and it was my best friend till 15 to 27 years old.